Okay, guys, we gotta talk about what the hell is going on in the East Coast of the United States. This is getting pretty ridiculous, and the amount of drone sightings that are erupting across the entire country, specifically on the East Coast. Just to be clear, guys, they started in New Jersey, localized sightings. It started in mid-November around. The last few days, they have erupted all across the East Coast, specifically in New York State, across Long Island, for example. There are drone sightings all over the place. We're getting no feedback from the government. It is a disgrace, the amount of information they are giving to us. They're telling us nothing at all. And these are huge drones. They are SUV size. They're gigantic. I'm going to be honest with you. I did not think this was a huge story. I thought, oh, just people overreacting. Until last night when I went outside my house and I saw the drones. This is a scary thing, guys. This is not a normal airplane that people are saying. This was a drone. It was a huge, it's hard to describe, but it was sophisticated. It was huge, and it was high in the sky, and it was clearly not an airplane, just to be clear, guys. And I will concede, most of these reports, I would even say over 50%, are probably people just seeing airplanes and reporting it. There's no question that the percentage of the reports, there's no question. So the idea that thousands of different sightings, I'm not sure that's the case. But there's a lot, and it's non-zero. That's what the governors of a lot of these states said. The governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy, we're getting zero information. And the amount of communication we're getting from the White House is a joke. First of all, you have these Congress people just spreading misinformation. Jeff Van Drew, we talked about the other day, said it was an Iranian mothership off the coast of the United States. I mean, what the hell, man? It's just a disgrace that you have these Congress people. I mean, I get it. It's not the most serious position. Like, we'll go get some of the Congress people we have now. But this is a disgrace. You're basically confirming that it was an Iranian mothership shooting drones off a ship off the East Coast. I mean, what are we doing, man? And I reported it because it was from a congressman. It's a legitimate source, or so you would assume. But no, he just made it up probably, or he got it from a terrible source, or maybe neoconservatives who actually want war. You can't rule that faction out with Iran. So, you know what? Might as well just blame Iran. Ridiculous. What I think probably happened here, guys, it's not aliens, because, again, if it's aliens, guys, you have to take this into account. Why would their drones look exactly like ours? It makes no sense. Why would they would have drones that look just like ours? It would be pretty bizarre. I mean, it's not impossible, but it doesn't really make that much sense. If it was a foreign government, for example, we have John Kirby, the White House Communications Director for National Security, again, very deceptive in my opinion, saying that, oh, there is not a threat to the public. How do you know it's not a threat to the public? He said the same thing I just did, how a lot of it is just, they're actually manned legal vehicles, a lot of the sightings, which is true, but that's not what people are talking about. And he said there's not a threat. How do you know that? How do you know they're not a threat? He said there's no evidence that there's a foreign government. So you have no evidence of foreign government. So what is it then? Unless it's a Pentagon experiment or something with the Pentagon, which is what I'm leaning towards, guys. It's probably something to do, some government project. But again, it makes no sense. Why would you be doing this project in public with thousands of people, millions of people seeing this, reporting it, people freaking out, and then continue onward with it? It doesn't make any sense at all. It makes no sense to me why, if this would be the case. It's possible they could just be incredibly incompetent. But that's why I'm not sure if it was the Pentagon or not. It could be, but you can't rule it out. But again, it would just be so insane to me that the U.S. Pentagon would be doing this in broad public, in the general public, with millions of people seeing this. But it's probably the most likely scenario because it's more likely than Iran, for example. What are the odds they have more sophisticated drones than us that our government and our Pentagon can't figure out? It's not the most likely scenario. But again, you can't rule anything out at this point. This is a pretty ridiculous situation that's going on. And why is it so localized too? Why it's mostly just in the northeastern part of the United States, at least for now. Why is it just there? A lot of them are coming off the ocean, which again, we talked about how Congressperson Jeff Van Drew the other day said it was an Iranian mothership. Again, if that's true, by the way, that there's an Iranian mothership off the U.S. coast, and our government, with the amount of money we give to our military, doesn't have a clue, then something needs to seriously change. But I don't think it's that, because that would just be, again, completely ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. But I think it most likely is a U.S. government project. And by the way, where is the president on this? President Biden should be speaking about this, but he's not. It's a disgrace that he's not. And White House, again, John Kirby, very deceptive. Basically, nonchalant. And then you have governors of these states. Basically, they're looking for answers. They're not happy with the federal government on the information they are getting. And what it tells me is maybe this is so classified that not even the governors know or senators know. This might go to the highest level. But again, throwing a wrench into this entire thing, which I think is interesting, President-elect Trump today gave a statement saying This is insane. There needs to be some sort of translation to the public. The public needs to know what the hell is going on here. Or shoot them down, or shoot down the drones. Wouldn't he know? He's a president-elect of the United States. You would think that he would have a clue what it is. And maybe he does, and he's just trolling people. Which, I don't know. I just... There's so much unknown right now, but something... Obviously, the public are not being communicated something. I refuse to believe the government can be this incompetent. And at this point, with the amount of people concerned, the general public needs to know what the hell is going on. Because this is a disgrace. This is a disgrace. You have drones, and honestly, people are going to get hurt. You're seeing reports today of people shooting in the sky. Like, this is not a normal situation. The public needs to know what the hell is going on. And it's causing mass hysteria, guys. It really is. It's causing mass hysteria, and people are not doing anything. The government is nowhere to be seen. They're completely incompetent. And they're making these presumptions, the federal government, John Kirby. Oh, there's no threat to the state public. Everything is totally fine. How do you know that if you don't know what they are? Unless you do know what they are and you're lying to the entire public, which might be what's happening here. It might be that. It might be that. Because that's what I lean to. Because the alternative might be even worse. One is aliens, which, no. Two, it's a foreign government like Iran. And if we wouldn't know that, then that would just be completely out of whack. So my guess it's a government project, and it'll end relatively soon. But the fact that it's still continuing and ongoing is bizarre. And again, the Trump statement is interesting too, but I think a lot of these drones, for the most part, because you have to take into account, now that all these drones are in the air, people are sending up their own drones to go search for these drones. So it just causes a domino effect. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people, now there's going to be drones in the air, even when this does stop, or if it does stop, if you would hope it will stop at some point. Even when it does stop, people are still going to be sending drones in the air, and people think, oh my god, it's a drone, like, what is that? So again, this entire situation needs to end, and the federal government needs to be more active in translating what the hell is going on, because they're not doing a good job of that. Like I told you guys, I saw it outside my house. I didn't think it was a big story. Then I see these huge drones up in the sky. It's not a good situation. The public needs to know what the hell is going on here, and they're obviously being dishonest. And we pay a lot of money in taxes for the public to know what the hell is going on. And they're telling us nothing. It's a disgrace. It's a fucking disgrace. Figure it out. It's unbelievable, man. It really is. But it makes people angry, and there's no question people are angry about this. I'm angry about it. It's a joke. You need to figure it out. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. It's good for the algorithm. You got some good things coming up over the next few days and weeks. Special guests coming up, which will keep you in the loop on. But yeah, a crazy situation going on here in the U.S. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.